My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Monster Train. We're going to be raising to Covenant rank 4. Minor bosses now have increased damage. Random, still. Let's go out. Ooh, that is Awoken Remnant. And the strength of my units is going to get tempered. Awoken Remnant. On first blush, I can't figure out anything that immediately synergizes between the two. When a friendly unit dies, enhance it with plus 10 damage. Well, that's a reform deck there. Sap Tap is actually really good though with the regen because it's just an extra card every single turn. This is basically the boss relic that says draw an extra card every turn. Pretty powerful boss relic. Tempers the strength of my units. And I've got one pretty expensive card in this deck. Ooh, Awake. If I can reduce the cost on that significantly, it's going to be great. Fine. Let's fight Sentient again. I'm going to try and get a backliner that's actually significant. Enemy units enter with armor 10? What? But minor bosses have increased damage. Yeah, fine. This usually has 4 damage. It has 5 damage now. Huh. Why is this? This is very big. Annoyingly large. I'm doing it regardless. Give me a unit, but still. So we're gonna need like a unit to blow up for the Forged Disciple to die here at all. The damage done by the Drake is just gonna get removed by the High Priest, the Trusted Priest rather. I mean, I don't think I have the ability even to take those down. One there. There you go, 31 on that floor. I'm not gonna actually even be able to kill my own Entombed Explosive. Have no way of killing the Collector. Yikes! 10 armor is a lot! 10 armor on a 40 health unit. I don't know if there is any deck by base that has the ability to kill these. Alright. I mean, I can only do what I can do, you know? Pop a Entombed Explosive there. Steel Enhance you. Give you a little bit more health. A lot of Steel Enhance again. So I take 4 damage here. And I'm hoping to kill the boss in this cycle, and we do. Great. Okay. 4 damage taken, but I basically just had to let them go past. I really seem to have much of a choice there. But I still got my unit, it's fine. Fine. Descend a unit, that will allow me to overstack units behind my Sentient. I do like that. Okay, now we're talking. Animus of Will. By the way, the Animus of Will and the Animus of Speed had their names changed. So last episode where I said I'm looking for an Animus of Speed and then I saw this and I was like, wait, that's not what I'm looking for. I was actually right, just, you know, in an older patch. Alright. Well, forging the minions and then just trying to find damage upgrades for that Animus of Will here. So real good. But also, it's a very good target for the Steel Enhancers. I can see myself going for an Awoken unit instead of Remnant unit here. Actually, I want Remnant money gain units. That's what I want. Speaking of, hello Paraffin Thug. I want to give the Paraffin Thug multi-strike. It's 20 extra damage, but also it might be a ridiculous amount of gold. Who knows? This one's a little bit annoying. We'll set up on the top floor and try and set up a bunch of regen early as well. Blows up, kills the front. 2 defends. No. Yeah, this Paraffin Thug's not going to get any damage off. Also, these are going to do way more damage to me than I was hoping. 1. 2. 3. Okay, hang on. One of them hits the spikes and then dies, and then the second one dies. Third one attacks the Waxer. Fourth one attacks the Sentient. I only take 5. No, I only take 7 damage. Or the first one attacks the Entombed Explosive, blows it up on itself. Sharpen, dies there. And then I can have Clergyman. The Clergyman and the Conduit Infiltrator both hit the Sentient. I think it's better to put that on the tomb there. That's really annoying. Animus of Will not being able to be played here is tragic. Oh, yikes. Hopefully I get Animus of Will. No, that's no Animus of Will. Rough. Sacrifice you on the bottom floor. I don't know how this top floor is going to work at all. Yeah, looking like it's not is how it's going to work. It's just going to not. It's pretty close, though. Yeah, with a slightly better order on that setup, we could have done fine there. So what, we took 7 damage in order to get another unit? Super down. Wildwood Sap. I mean, I do have the Awake as the way that I'm trying to stack regen, but I guess I'm stacking more regen. So it's a regen as a spike stack deck. All right, if that's the way the deck is going, that's the way the deck is going. Razor Sharp Edge is actually a really good buff for the Animus' Will, and the Animus' Will is also getting health from the Steel Enhancer. You know what? No, I'm going to go Razor Sharp Edge. None of those, though. Thank you. Wickless Tycoon is really good if I can descend it into a floor with, like, the Sentient, the Paraffin Thug, obviously the Animus of Will as well. Sure. It's very early, and it's going to give me a lot of money. Look at the Merchant of Magic first. Holdover. Hopefully I get money in this event. I would like to put Holdover on Dripfall and a cost reduction on Dripfall as well. Okay, with 1,000 eyes, well, I'll lose health here. Extinguish abilities trigger an additional time. That is actually quite interesting. We have Entombed Explosives that will blow up for 70 damage to the front line in 2 different instances. I also could have taken the money there in order to get the holdover, but I wouldn't have been able to get the cost reduction. So instead, I think I just take my cost reduction here. Let's make Dripfall cheaper and then leave. I need the spells to get even further cost reduced, though. I'd probably go mana after this. I could go Capacity. That allows me to put 3 of the units that I want on the same floor manually, and then Dripfall the remainder. Just because that's going to get money right now, I'm going to put it down. That's only going to deal 10 damage to the frontline enemy unit. That now actually kills 2 units by itself. We're getting 40 gold this turn. I'm honestly, yeah, I'm going to pop the Wickless there, and then I'm going to drip fall it either next turn or the turn after. It's not this turn, clearly. Putting a Dreg here saves HP on the Sentient, but lets them live. But also, we have an Awake likely in the next hand. Unfortunately, I wish the bomb went off first, because then I could put the Dreg down, but I need the Forge Disciples to attack the Sentient to set them up for kills with the Paraffin Thug. Okay. Hopefully I do get the thing here. I didn't. That's okay. We can put down the Entombed Explosive instead. Fall you as I'd planned. We can go there. Train Steward there. And there's the Awake. It sucks that I still haven't had the ability to get the Animus of Will down, but very happy to finally have the Awake up. Okay, not far from the kill. Train Steward blocks for a Animus of Will with the Steel enhancement on it. Good. Draw a bunch of cards to reduce their cost is actually really appealing here. We'll take the Awoken Rail Spike. Don't need any of these though. Thank you. Then still an extra energy per turn gives us the ability to play the Awoken Rail Spike for 1+ on its X cost. Artifacts or dupe. What would I even dupe at this point? Honestly, like I could dupe Dripfall, but I also don't need to dupe Dripfall. Go for the artifacts. Start a battle, summon 4 random units from your deck onto the middle floor. I mean, I do have a Dripfall. What if I just target the idea of getting another one? Let's do it. Sweep. Sweep and Spikes don't usually go in the same deck because Spikes usually does the same thing Sweep does, which is a small amount of damage to all of the enemies on the floor. This can be quick and can do it proactively, but also usually you pair Spikes with the amount of healing that you need. Not even a Rejuvenate. I would have considered a Rejuvenate there. Non-boss enemy units restore all health when they move up a floor. Light Harnesser is, like, the first Light Harnesser might get by me, but if it goes to the top, I'll just tomb it. It's fine. Okay. Sentient. Put an Animus of Will behind you. Be sharpen up just a little. Unfortunately, I can't even put the Paraffin Thug on the floor that I want to use to set up. Maybe I just have a Paraffin Thug and a Train Steward up here as a straggler floor. I can do that. Okay. Well, now I don't have the placement for the entombed explosive, but it's fine. Bit late to get the awoken rail spike there, unfortunately. Right. There's the drip fall we're looking for. Stealing hearts, razor sharp edge, restore. Yeah, the big problem I'm running into now is these frontline units have blocked a lot of my damage. A lot more of my damage than I necessarily thought they were going to block. Well, I have to take another 44 damage. Thankfully, the combat now ends. Hopefully this relic is worth it. There are a lot of relics that will still have been worth the 44 HP given up there. That's not one of them, though. Trader's Quill, whenever a card with Consumer's Blade, deal 30 damage to the front enemy unit. We don't really do that much at all. Take a wake. A little bit more HP. Trigger a trigger a unit's extinguish ability without killing it. I want to see if I can splash some Remnant cards in this deck. A Legion of Wax would be so good. Game, please. Let's get some of these garbage dregs out of here so they don't get summoned by the Sketches of Salvation. Units gain an extra upgrade slot. I mean, I'm not really upgrading my minions enough to need that yet. I'm so far behind the 8 ball in terms of upgrades. I'm gonna take that literally just as a heal right now. Apply Rooted to enemy units when they enter the room below the pyre floor, and then set up the sentient on the top floor. Makes a lot of sense. Let's purge a Dreg as well. And a Train Stewards. The start of each battle, at the start of battle, enemy units appear on each floor. The enemy units here are Sycophants. That's totally okay with me. Totally okay. Well, we just lost our powerhouse. So I'm trying constantly to to find ways to play around the Sketches of Salvation. It's difficult. I'll say that, it's difficult. Go, killed 2 of them. I'm gonna pop a Wickless Tycoon behind you now. And now my whole Dripfall plan is ruined as well? Yeah, because I'm setting up on the top floors, so when's Dripfall gonna happen? Not in love with this. Definitely not in love with this. Well, at least we're still clearing some of these floors. Alright. Oh, working rail spike. All good cost reductions. Seraph and Thug isn't even going to get an attack off. Yeah, extra capacity would have been to go. Also, one fewer unit to stand behind the Sentient. Feeling like I'll let this one get away from me. Okay. Let's go. Seems explosive. I'm going to keep that safe just so that I can intent on death it consistently. Okay. Let's get another nose off. Yeah, it could have been a lot worse. I suspect our time against bosses is not going to be that bad. Especially when I keep hitting mad awakes there. Regen on lock. Okay. And that's enough. But let's make it just a little extra as well. Yeah, nice time life stealing, but I've got regen. Lash is a good way to deal with frontline units. I had a problem with that already. Remove all debuff effects from friendly units and all buff effects from enemy units. So the enemy does have the temper that it's going to put on us. Sure, I'll take resin removal for removing all debuffs. See how effective it happens to be over the course of this run. We need to reduce the cost of so many of our spells right now. Fine. Consume removal. Add 1 to its cost. I could remove Consume from Awoken's Rail Spike, but then I only cast it for 3 if I use an energy, like a full energy hand to do it. And honestly, like, casting it once is pretty much good enough, because you still do get 3 Ember, or 4 Ember, as the case may be for us, per turn. So if all of the cards in your deck cost 0, unless you have a bunch of draw, you might as well have a couple of them cost 1, because unless you draw all of the ones that cost 1 at the same time, you're fine. Let's reduce the cost of Awake. Reroll. Double stack. Double stack on the regen. Then we have a heal as well as double removal here. Double removal is trains fewer train stewards. Do I remove another thing? The final train steward right now? That guarantees my midline is going to be Paraffin Thug, Wickless Tycoon, Entombed Explosive, Entombed Explosive. No, it doesn't. I have the Animus of Will as well, so one of those is not going to be in the hand. On that floor. I think trying to take Sketches of Salvation and then taking Root Split Mask and being divided as whether I'm going to the bottom floor or whether I'm going to the top floor is probably the biggest problem in this run so far for me. See, here I need to set up on the bottom floor, because otherwise this Absolver is an awful time for me to deal with. But this at least gives me the ability to start drip falling. Okay. Steel Enhance. Steel Enhance. Should Did I sharpen or restore? Drip Force 1 cost, I'll restore. Shouldn't have restored. Awoken Rail Spike for 1 is not a great idea. There's Dripfall. I think I have to accept the damage from Ultimate Penance here so that I can cast Dripfall. Right. So... I mean, you have an extra multi-strike, so I should put them on you. Hopefully this hand I have the trigger extinguish. Nope, didn't get it. Fine. Wait, hang on. I'm gonna restore first, just in case I do draw the... No, I didn't. Okay, it's fine. Strip for you. I can Bramble Lash to kill the frontline enemy unit. Actually, I'm gonna do that. Make sure they all die here so I have fewer things coming through like the Clipped Guardian. The Clipped Guardian still dies to that too. Great. Unfortunately, I have left 2 Scourges in this deck. Slide noise, but whatever. Alright, I'm Awoken's Rail Spike. Gotta play it eventually, otherwise it won't be played. Alright, I guess I'm just gonna descend you in case... And we do actually have the ability to deal damage to you. Great. I think that might be the case. Yeah, this one's just gonna be... Get both the penances out. Pop a Awake. We're not far off right now. There we go. Still kind of limping along, but when we do set up on the bottom floor, we can do this pretty well. Having those tombs to catch the people who pass us on the bottom floor is useful as well. Actually, hang on. This will draw the final minion in our deck. Sacrificial Resurrection isn't really what we want to go with here. We don't have the ability to bring the draft back multiple times, so if we can't reform that draft, we've just got, like, this is a big damage spell that burns a lot of cards out of our hand, but also costs us space on the floor, and we don't always have space on the floor that we actually want that hit. There's like 2 minions in my deck that if Channel Song hits, it just wins. Take the extra energy again. Gotta be the Merchant of Magic as well as the artifact here. Look at the Merchant of Magic first, then go for the artifacts. Permafrost, that would be good on Dripfall. Deals 5 damage whenever a burnout unit dies. No, whenever you play a unit, a random card in your hand is reduced to 0 cost for the turn. So on the first turn, that plays... I'm pretty sure Sketches of Salvation will trigger Flicker's Liquor. So I'm pretty sure that I will have just a handful of 0 cost cards. Let's pop a major reflection on, like, probably the Animus of Will, to be honest. Gonna have to use Descend to actually get those. Upgrade the champion with extra health and extra spikes, I guess. Actually, no, we don't need to permafrost Dripfall anymore. Dripfall is always useful. Let's reroll. Double stack. That's enough regen to take down the bosses. I might have to save the money. Yeah, for the next area. Plus, the cost reduction there doesn't feel like it'd do too much to us already with the Fel's Remorse. 2 copies of it, in fact. No, enemies enter with armor 20 is a problem. At least the Winged Conduit is giving them all multi-strikes, so they'll hit me multiple times. Sentience. Wickless Tycoon, unfortunately couldn't have been drawn by the channel song at that point. So, oh right, of course! Yes, it summons 4 units on the floor, and then I have 1 in my opening hand anyway, so unless I wait for channel song to get it back. Burn that out. I may not have needed... Hang on. The deck's pretty expensive, but I want to hit the Awakes, I think. Yeah, I definitely didn't need Channel Song, I'll say that much. I mean, this is pretty much going as well as it could. And we've even got a secondary floor, just in case they happen to get past us. Somehow I feel like they're probably not going to. Yeah, literally all it took was that Behemoth Stone for this to suddenly be really good. Glad that it is, though. I could take another Bramble Lash. Okay. Subsuming it's way too late. Obviously, you want to start that building early. Kill a random friendly unit and kill a random non-boss. No, I've already got a resident removal in the deck, and it actually hasn't been that useful so far, but it is for the Seraph fight mainly. Okay, that's a dupe space over there. I'm looking at that dupe space pretty closely because I could dupe the Animus of Will, upgrade it even beforehand. That's actually really appealing. Oh my god. It's actually the best upgrade I could have gotten on it. Let's, before we do anything else, look at the merchant. Regen resource +1 per stack. Seems good. I'm probably not going to be able to reroll and then afford anything. Ah, no, hang on. We've got money here. Let's reroll and then afford something. Friendly units gain extinguish, apply 5 armor to the front friendly unit. That's never going to trigger? At all, ever? Hey, by the way, the with the dupe that we're about to do, the the channel song is suddenly useful again. I'll reroll, I think. Give large stone to a paraffin thug. Yeah, fine. Battle Stones, the Wickless Tycoon. No burnout on it, though. Alright. Oh, this is going to be a bit dicey. But thankfully, we do have the removals. And also, we're going to set up 2 floors, so the saps should be split across 2 different floors. Obviously, only one of them is really a kill floor, but still. Then that goes there. Play this one for free. I mean, it's starting to do damage to the Seraph already. Gotta say, I dig that. maybe this is a lot better. I mean, it is just 2 floors worth of minions. It's just I don't have to play the second floor. The second floor plays itself. Nothing to channel song at this point, so now time to burn that out. Intent on death there. Oh, the rest of the deck is so good for the Awoken. Alright, I have to Awoken Seraph Spike. Okay, Dripfall did get affected. Great. Let's pop you down. Start stacking even more regen. I'm going to leave the tomb up there so that it can kill the final person that managed to get past. Although I could also actually just go for a Bramble Lash. I'm going to remove all of the sap negatives. Dripfall, Dripfall, Dripfall. Come on. No, Dripfall. Nope, intent on death, and we don't actually even have that anything that triggers on anymore. Yeah, getting those minion upgrades at the end was honestly, like, the only way we were capable of winning here. I think we just let Lightwings go there. Not passing up my opportunity to descend. I'm pretty sure also the Seraph is going to come out, yeah, this round. And we could not be better prepared for it. Yeah, I thought this one was on its way to being a loss. But refocusing from heavy spikes. Obviously, we are still heavy spikes, but, you know, I've given the Sentient 4 spikes over the course of this battle. Refocusing from that to just having regen be our boss killing strat and then minions being our floor killing strat, and then buffing the hell out of those minions, especially the duplication of the Animus of Will at the very end there, was the pivot that it appears we needed. Even holding right-click combat is so slow with the regen deck. But there we go. Not bad. Not bad. Obviously a little bit dicey at times, but we managed to right the ship before the very end. Pretty pleased with that. So we've learned a lot more about playing around the Sketches of Salvation with the Dripfall deck. Although also, like, it is mitigating circumstances to have a Root Split Mask show up after that. But then realizing that I didn't need the Root Split Mask for the sake of amplifying my Spikes damage, and that I could just go with all minion damage after that, was the true realization right there. We upgraded Channel Song despite the fact that it did nothing for us, and got a new personal trigger of a new personal bonus rather of Extinguish triggers there. No bad, no bad. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Monster Train. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. There is a playlist in the description down below with all of my content on this game, past, present, and future. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.